Hi my friend, and welcome to your yin yoga practice for the side body and hips. So yeah, when you're ready, put something super comfortable on. We're not going to be getting up off the floor at all. Grab your blocks and any props or cushions that you might need to support you. And we'll get started. We're going to come to start in a cross-legged position to do a little bit of breathing first to create some space in the side of the body. So you can sit on a cushion or a block or anything that just raises your hips a little bit higher than your knees. And when you get there, just perhaps have a little sway from side to side. Take any movement that you feel you need just before you can come and find some stillness. Get any fidget out of the way. Maybe take a big deep breath in through the nose. And then take a big exhale out. Just arriving in your seated position in your practice. May offer you to close your eyes if that feels good. And if not, just soften your eyelids ahead of you on the floor. And just take the first moment to come and find your natural breath. Just allow it to come and go through the nose if you can. And then we're going to bring our hands onto the side of our ribs, so fingertips facing in towards one another. Elbows will face out to either side. See if you can soften the shoulders as you do this. And as you breathe in, just notice your rib cage moving to accommodate the movement of your lungs. And then as you take your next few breaths, just start to fill up the bottom of the rib cage first. And then allow the ribs to almost swell all the way up to the top. And as you exhale, just let it deflate from the top all the way back down to the bottom. You'll probably feel your belly moving as you inhale as well, before it gets to your ribs to expand. Perhaps you notice your fingers creating a little more space between each one, opening up a tad. And just continue with this rhythmic rising and falling, allowing your breath to come easy. Lovely, then on your next exhale, just releasing the hands down towards the knees. We'll bring the palms to face down. Returning to your natural, gentle, easy breath. And then we're just going to start to take some body rolls round. So moving the body forward and round to one side. And keep the eyes closed. Just slow circles all the way back, all the way around to the side and forward. Perhaps you press the hands into the legs a little bit to create a bit of a lever. And then taking the circles the other way. When you're ready. Lovely, coming back to center. We're going to take an inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Option to keep the eyes closed. You can blink them open when the arms reach the top if you like. As you exhale, draw the elbows down towards the ground, cactus arms, opening the chest. Good, think of shining the heart, shining the chest forward. Lovely, on your next exhale, we're going to reach the palms to touch right in front of us. Curve your spine so we're rocking back on the sit bones. Good, you can drop the chin to the chest, so find a really big stretch all the way through the back. Beautiful, take 2 more of those. So as you inhale, open the arms up, send the chest forward, really opening up that chest cavity. Exhale, pull the belly button back to the spine, undulate your way back, hug the arms forward. Lovely, 1 more. Nice, next inhale, we're going to reach those prayer hands up to the ceiling. Left fingertips come down beside you, take a lean over to the left, finding a side stretch. Good, soften that underneath elbow and shoulder. Good, can you keep the opposite sit bone nice and planted? Take an inhale now, we're going to open up that arm into a cactus shape. Think of spiraling the middle of the chest up to the ceiling. Exhale as you reach the arm over. This time curl the body over that left leg and we're going to reach the fingertips beyond the knee on the floor. Lovely, starting to get into the right lower back a little bit. So you can really ground that right thigh, that right sit bone. Lovely, my friends. From here, start to walk both hands round in front of you in center. Take an inhale, draw the fingertips back a little bit to lift the chest. Find length in the spine. And then as you exhale, just soften the body over the cross legs. Option to bring the forearms down if that feels better, or you can take it more active and reach the fingertips out in front. Lovely, keep both sit bones balanced and grounded. Take 1 more breath in here. And then take an exhale out. Lovely, when you're ready, walk or slide the fingers back in, bringing yourself back to center. Bring the hands behind you and just cross the legs the other way around this time. Have a little wiggle. Good, take a shoulder roll and then inhale, reach both arms up to the ceiling. Right hand comes down this time, reaching over to the right side, side stretch. Good, press that opposite leg into the floor. Soften the elbow, the shoulder on the underneath side. Nice, big expansive inhale into the left side of the ribs. When you're ready, take an inhale, cactus, open that top arm. Good, think of drawing the shoulder blade back, spiral the chest up. When you're ready, exhale, reach the arm back over and then start to curl over that front leg, reaching the fingertips beyond. Lovely, and start to feel all that sensation happening in the body. Where can you feel this stretch? As you breathe in, use it to expand. Send the breath into those tighter areas. Allow your exhale to sink and move a little bit deeper. Lovely, my friends. Start to walk your hands round to the center again, drawing them in a little bit. Take an inhale to lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale as you walk the hands back forward. Soften the body over the cross legs. Beautiful. Then walk or slide the hands back in to center to bring the body up. We're gonna extend our left leg out to the side now, coming into our first yin posture. Good, so you can stay on your cushion, grab your blocks or your bolster or anything close by. We're gonna come to side stretch over this left leg. So toes are facing up to the sky, but instead of really activating the foot, we're going to keep it quite soft. Option to place something under the knee if you usually hyperextend or that is a little bit tight under there. Lovely. We're going to bring the left hand to the inside of the leg. Take an inhale first to reach the right hand up to the sky, lifting up and out of the hips. Good. Then as you exhale, we're going to side bend over that long leg. Lovely. Maybe the underneath arm comes down to the forearm. Perhaps you want to rest it on your block. Have a little play around with where you want to be on this side. Perhaps you've got a bolster on top of the leg, resting your body or your arm on or the inside. Good. Aim here is to try and keep both sit bones grounded. So do whatever you can to make that opposite leg super, super heavy. If you feel you're here and you're really hanging in midair and it feels horrendous, another option is to bring your elbow to the floor or to your block. You can rest your head into the hand and maybe with the top hand do the same thing. Bring it behind the head. You can interlace the fingers, almost tilt the head back into the hands. That's going to also help us open that top arm. Have a little play around. Wherever you've chosen to be, perhaps come to close your eyes or soften your eyelids. And come back to that all-important in and out breath. Just allowing it to come and go. Lovely, my friend. Take your last 3 rounds of breath here. See if on your exhale you can let go of any tight areas a little more. Lovely. Then if you've still got the top arm above the head, just curl it down and bring it in front of you on the floor. We're going to very, very slowly start to guide ourselves back up to center. Oh, feel all those sensations through the right side of the body. Take your time. Option here to bring the right hand down beside you. Slowly press yourself up into a modified side plank. Just to stretch and open the opposing side to close off that right side. If that doesn't feel good and you want to bring the hands behind and the feet onto your mat or the floor, just to take a moment to lean back, maybe bring the knees to touch. And just use this time, use your rebound to notice sensation as it flows through one side. Option to stay here for longer if you feel you want to. If you're ready to come to the other side, then come. And we're going to extend the right leg out long, hugging the left foot in towards the body. Again, grab your props and everything that you think you might need on this side. Right hand is going to come to the inside of the leg. First of all, take an inhale to reach the left arm up. We're lifting up and out of the hips with the ribs. And then as you exhale, side bending over that long leg. Take the first few moments, the first 30 seconds or so, to find where you want to start on this side. In our yin practice, we're coming to start in a place of comfort and discomfort. We're putting gentle and healthy pressure on the joints to create more space, to release the fascia that sits around our joints, the connective tissue. So come to where you can feel the stretch. You feel possibly with time and your breath, you may be able to move and dive in deeper. Again, see how my arm was completely caved over my head then, and I noticed just bending that arm back a little bit. See if you can open that side of the body, the same as we do in our cactus. And then use the top of the fingertips to allow it to fall straight overhead instead of forward. So for me, that means I can't straighten this arm, which is absolutely fine. And then try and soften those muscles. If you feel your body starting to soften more into the pose, then option to remove your props. Maybe readjust your position a little bit. Lovely, my friends. Take your last 3 rounds of breath here. See if you can breathe in to those spaces that you can really feel the stretch, that really feel tight. Maybe exhaling out of the mouth to let a little bit more go. Lovely. And then if your arm was up, just bringing the arm down in front of you on the floor. Start to gently walk yourself up. Good. Moving out of our positions as slow as we move into them. And then take your rebound either in modified side plank pose. So left hand comes to the floor and lifting up onto the left knee, or just bring the hands behind. Knock the knees to center. Allow a moment of pause for the stretch, the position your body was in, to gently leave your body. Beautiful. When you feel ready, start to walk your hands back in. We're going to bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Just press your way up. And we're going to come to find a lizard pose. Nice. So option for the hands to be either side of the foot, or you can bring both hands to the inside of the foot. Just heel toe the foot out a little bit to create some more space. When you get there, just have a little wiggle from side to side first. You can keep the back toe tucked under, or just release the top of the foot down. It's entirely up to you. If the knee feels a little sensitive here, then option to place a rolled up blanket or a cushion just ahead of the knee. So it sits, instead of the knee sitting directly on top of it, although it can, it sits a little bit before. Just in that space so it's not touching the floor. Lovely. We're going to come to find a hold here. Let's take a little bit of movement up and down before we do. You're going to take an inhale to lift the chest. Option to grab your blocks for a little bit of height. And then as you exhale, just soften in the elbows, softening your chest and your upper body down to the floor. Beautiful. And again, 2 more times. Exhale to soften. Lovely, last one. Exhale, softens you down. Nice, this time we're going to come to find our position that we're spending some time in. Perhaps you come down to the forearms or the elbows. You can cradle your head with your thumbs. Perhaps you flare the right foot out a little bit on the knife edge of the foot with the toes pointing the way the knee is going. Take a little moment to find your feeling, to find where you want to be. And if you can, maybe close your eyes, soften your gaze. Think of sending that left hip forward and down, just sinking it down in the direction of the floor. Keep coming back to your breath. Allow it to flow naturally in and out. As your body begins to soften a little bit, perhaps you remove any help that you no longer need. Or maybe it's the opposite, and maybe you realize you went a bit too far and you need to come back up onto the hands. When we're opening the hips, that can be really tight and frustrating and feel fidgety. So take up space with your breath, take up space with your body. Take a big sigh out to let it go. Maybe shake the head, stick out the tongue, opening the mouth really wide, baring the teeth, release any tension. Lovely. When you're ready, start to slowly bring yourself back up onto your hands if you're not there already. Good. And as slowly as you thought was possible, we're going to start to push ourselves back onto that back knee. Ooh. Walking your hands back with you, coming back all the way here. We're going to bring the left foot out to the outer edge of the hip. Nice. Option to use all sorts of props here. You can bring something underneath the right knee. If the left knee feels really tight here, but you know that you still want the stretch in this part of the thigh, you can roll up some socks or something to place under the back of the knee. That's going to give the kneecap some more space. If this feels really awful altogether, I'm going to pick the leg up and bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the leg instead. And this is going to be your stretch. Good. Wherever you are, my friends, perhaps you want to sit on a block or a cushion to raise yourself up a little bit. You can sit on 2 blocks, 3 blocks. That's going to help as well with tightness in this knee. It's going to bring you to more of this position. Anything goes. Make it feel good for you. Maybe here is enough. If it is, just come to sit nice and tall, or perhaps you want to drop the chin to the head. Chin to the chest, sorry. You want to come to a little forward fold. Take an inhale in, lift up and out of the spine, super long spine. As you exhale, just start to walk the hands forward, just gauging along the way how it all feels. We're getting into the whole of the back of the right leg, all the way up the spine, down the head, and also into the left hip and the left knee here. So there is a lot going on. Use your breath. We're not here for very long, so let me give you that piece of wonderful news that you're probably wanting to hear right now. But whilst we are here, use your breath. Remind yourself that this too shall pass. The only constant in our lives is change. So as soon as you bring your body up and remove yourself from this position, this feeling will be gone. Take one more breath in through the nose. And then take an exhale out of the mouth this time. Soften, soften, soften a little bit more. Beautiful. Start to walk your hands back up towards your body. Bringing your body up. We're going to keep bringing them past us, behind on the floor. Perhaps you just come to the hands. We're stretching the front of the left thigh now and the left psoas hip flexor into the stomach. Good. You can draw the right knee in to give you a bit more support on the floor if you want. If you feel like you want a bit more stretch here, you can remove your block or cushion. Perhaps come down to the elbows. If this feels completely horrendous and you weren't even here in the first place, your knee was out, then you can come to press yourself up, come to tuck the left foot underneath you so you're sitting on the heel, right sole of the foot is on the floor, hands come behind you. Just start to tilt the tailbone underneath, squeezing the glute. So we're pressing that left inner hip up to the sky. And the more you press up, press into the right foot as well, you should start to feel a stretch down that front side of the left leg. Good. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Lovely. Slowly start to press yourself back up onto the hands if you were on the forearms. Start to lower yourself down if your glutes were up. And we'll come to sit down, releasing the left leg out in front. And come to roll yourself all the way down on your mat. Finding a moment in Shavasana, or you can bring the soles of the feet to the outer edges, drop the knees into the center. Noticing all that yummy stuff going round through your body. All that tingling sensation, or maybe you've got a little bit of heat running up and down the left side. Lovely. From here, when you're ready, we're going to draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a really big hug. And then plant the right foot down on the floor. We're going to cross the left ankle just on top of the right thigh. Good. Start to press, almost guiding the left leg out to the side. Lovely. If you want a little bit more, reaching the arms through, taking hold of the back of the thigh, perhaps interlacing the fingers, and then start to draw the legs in towards you on an exhale. Now, as you can guide that left leg out with the left arm, if that feels good. If you feel your head and the top of your shoulders is really curled off the floor, you can bring a block or a cushion underneath for some support. Good. Take one more breath in. And then take an exhale out. Good. Release the right foot down to the floor now. Keeping the legs in exactly the same position here. We're going to press the hips up to the sky and just shift them over to the left. And then we're going to lower the legs down to the right until the sole of the left foot comes to the floor. So knees still pointing up to the ceiling. Left arm is going to come to the belly or open out to the side. And then the right hand is just going to gently start to press and guide that left leg away from you, or that left knee. Ooh. Should feel a stretch at the very top, almost in between the outer and the inner hip, or the leg. Lovely, my friends. And then release that top leg. We're going to stretch the right leg out long and then allow the left knee to fall over to the side to find a supine twist. Again, notably using your inhales to expand the ribs, to create some more space, to fill up. And then use your exhales to soften, to deplete, to sink in. Lovely. Start to slowly make your way onto your back. Or hug the knees into the chest when you get there. Just have a little rock from side to side, massaging the hip flexors, the lower back a little bit. And then start to make your way up. You can either roll onto one side and push yourself up, or have a little rock and roll of the spine until you come all the way up to seated. Swing the legs round one way. And then we're going to step the left foot to the top of the mat this time to come and find our lizard pose on this side. So again, when you get there, grab your props, have them close by just in case you need them. Maybe roll up that blanket or cushion underneath the right knee. Option with the hands as well, one on either side or both on the inside of the foot. I quite like both on the inside because I feel I've got space to lower down. Just make sure maybe you walk the foot out a little bit to give your hip a little bit more space. Good. When you're ready, if you want to take some waves, a little bit of movement, take an inhale in to lift up. So we're lifting the chest. And then as you breathe out, see if you can soften the elbows, chest and belly towards the floor. Good. Take two more of those, just in your own time. Nice. Last exhale brings you to find your position that you're going to hold in. Take a moment to find where that is on this side. Perhaps it's very different to the other one, and don't worry if it is. Both sides of our body aren't the same. Honour where you are, listen to your body, please. And use your props. They're going to help you close the gap. They're going to help support. If you can, perhaps close your eyes. Start to tap into your breath. If your mind does start to wander, then don't worry at all. It's completely normal. Just use your breath as a tool to come back into your body. Maybe ask yourself, where am I feeling this in this moment? Can I breathe in a little more space, a little more air into that place? And when I breathe out, can I perhaps let go of a little bit of tension somewhere? Maybe it's just even in the jaw. Take your last 3 rounds of breath here, my friend. Perhaps you do these out of the mouth with a big sigh out to let go. Lovely. Nice and slowly. Start to press yourself back up onto your hands if you weren't there already. And then start to shift your weight back into the right leg so slowly. Just noticing, acknowledging the whole time everything that's going on in the body. Keep walking the hands back and come to sit on your mat, bringing the foot out to the side. Nice. Remember, you don't have to be here if it doesn't feel good. Come to your Janushasana. Sole of the foot to the inside of the leg. Prop yourself up as much as you need. Create some height, create space wherever you feel it's too tight or pinching. Perhaps here is enough. If it is, soften the shoulders, sit nice and tall. Maybe drop the chin to the chest to stretch the back of the neck. If not, take an inhale, create a lovely long spine. And then as you exhale, slowly start to walk the hands forward. Good, coming to that place again where you feel the stretch, but you think with time and your breath, you can perhaps soften, move in a little deeper. Yin yoga is a really great practice for down-regulating the body, but also finding our edge, so our own personal edge. That place where you don't push too far, so you're not forcing anything on the joints or the muscles, but finding that little bite moment just before, where your body thinks, I've not been here before, but perhaps if I breathe in and out consciously with awareness, I may be able to move in and tiptoe over. Taking a big deep breath and a big exhale out can change your state, can change a lot of things. So use it here as well. Beautiful. Start to slowly walk the hands back in and up the body. Ooh. Releasing any props that you don't need. And then we're going to come to stretch the hip flexor and the front thigh. So perhaps bringing the hands behind you. Have a play with bringing the sole of the foot to the floor. Perhaps that's too much on this side. Ooh. Have a little play with drawing the foot further in towards the body as well. And if none of that works for you at all, then come to sit on that right heel, or you can place a cushion in between. And then tuck the tailbone underneath, squeezing the glutes. You can lift yourself up from the heel as much as you want. You should start to feel a stretch on the front of that right thigh. If you're super open here and you want to come down to the forearms, or perhaps you want to come to lie all the way down on the back, you absolutely can do. Nice. All your muscles and your connective tissue will want to do here is really grip around and into that space, because it's usually super tight here. So on an exhale, just see if you can allow that area, you can let that area go. Allow it to go on a tea break. No stress here. Good, and then just notice what a little time does, what breath does, what letting go does. You start to feel the stress around your muscles and your joints sink away a little bit. Good, take one more inhale here. And then take a big exhale out. Good, if you'll lay all the way back, start to press into the forearms, the elbows to come up. And then pressing into one hand and then the other. Good, we're going to extend both legs out long around the side now, and then just lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Ooh. Good option to bring the soles of the feet wide, knock the knees to the center. Perhaps place the hands on the belly. Just notice, acknowledge, and feel into all of that yummy sensation, that wonderful stuff, energy stuff moving through your body right now. Sink into it. Lovely, then when you're ready, draw both knees into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And then place the left foot on the ground. We're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh this time, guiding the right leg out, and then reach the hands through to the back of the thigh, lifting the foot off the floor. And then on an exhale, again, just start to draw the legs in towards you. You can press that right leg out with the right elbow if that feels good. Support your head and your upper back where you need to. And just see if you can feel and press the length of your spine, the length of your back into the ground here. Beautiful. We're going to release the leg, bring the sole of the foot down to the floor. Ooh, keeping the right leg crossed over. Just pick the hips up and shift them over to the right. And then allow the legs to fall down to the left until the right foot comes to touch the floor. Again, right arm can relax anywhere you want. And then we're just guiding the right leg away from us, the right thigh with the left hand. Good. Maybe you feel it a little bit differently on this side. Oh, I certainly do. Good. Keep coming back to your breath and keep coming back to the feeling, sensation in your body. That conscious awareness of what you're feeling in each stretch, in each pose. And with each breath. Lovely. Release the left hand now. We're going to extend the underneath leg or not. Just allow the right knee to fall over so you can find a twist. You can apply some gentle pressure with the left hand if that feels right for you. Good. Take one more breath in here. And then take a big exhale out of the mouth, sinking into the floor. Good. When you're ready, start to make your way onto your back. You can have a little shift or knock of the knees from side to side, or maybe hug the knees into the chest. If you feel that you want the opposite and you want to press the soles of the feet into the floor, to lift the hips up, find a little moment in bridge pose. Squeezing the glutes. And then as you exhale, just start to lower yourself down. We're going to come to find a little moment of relaxation. Option to bring the soles of the feet together and take the knees out wide. You can place a block underneath either leg. Perhaps you just want to extend the legs out long to come into a Shavasana, entirely up to you. Take what you need. If you want to lift the heart a little bit, then you can place a block or a cushion underneath your middle back, your heart space. Maybe opening the arms out to the side. We'll just take a few moments to close our practice here. And just allow your whole body to be weighted into your mat or into the floor. From your bones to your muscles to your skin. If you have plenty of time to spend here in your relaxation, then please do. Take more breaths, more time to reap the benefits of your practice. If you don't, then you can draw the palms to touch. Maybe bring them over the eyes or bring them to that space between your eyebrows. Taking a moment to thank yourself for your practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you step out of this moment with a little more expansion, a little more space, and feeling a little lighter. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends, and from my heart to yours, namaste.